This came after a dispute between the French, who claimed the move would incur $150 million, €135 million, in unnecessary expenditures associated with the new plant, and the Germans, who argued that it would be more productive for Airbus in the long run. The second production line was located at Hamburg, which would also subsequently produce the smaller Airbus A319 and A318. For the first time, Airbus entered the bond market, through which it raised $480 million, €475 million, to finance development costs. An additional $180 million, €175 million, was borrowed from the European Investment Bank and private investors. The maiden flight of the Airbus A321 came on the 11th of March, 1993, when the prototype, registration FWWIA, flew with IAE 2500 engines. The second prototype, equipped with CFM56-5B turbofans, flew in May. Lufthansa and Alitalia were the first to order the stretched Airbuses, with 20 and 40 aircraft, respectively. The first of Lufthansa's V2500 A5-powered A321s arrived on the 27th of January, 1994, while Alitalia received its first CFM56-5B powered aircraft on the 22nd of March. Shrinking the A320, A319, edit. Main article, Airbus A319, development. The A319 was the following derivative of the baseline A320. The design was a shrink, with its origins in the 130 to 140 seat SA-1, part of the single-aisle studies, which had been shelved as the consortium focused on its bigger siblings. After healthy sales of the A320/A321, Airbus focused once more on what was then known as the A320 M7, meaning A320-7 fuselage frames. It would provide direct competition for the 737-300/700. The shrink was achieved through the removal of 4 fuselage frames 4 and 3 aft of the wing, cutting the overall length by 3.73 meters, 12 feet 3 in. Consequently, the number of over-wing exits was reduced from 4 to 2. The bulk cargo door was replaced by an aft container door, which can take in reduced height LD3-45 containers. Minor software changes were made to accommodate the different handling characteristics, otherwise the aircraft was largely unchanged. Power is provided by the CFM56-50, CFM56-5B, or V2500 A5, derated to 98 kN, 22,000 lbf, with option for 105 kN, 24,000 lbf, thrust. Airbus began offering the new model from the 22nd of May, 1992, with the actual launch of the $275 million, €250 million, program occurring on the 10th of June, 1993. The A319's first customer was ILFC, which signed for 6 aircraft. On the 23rd of March, 1995, the first A319 underwent final assembly at Airbus German plant in Hamburg, where A321s were also assembled. It was rolled out on the 24th of August, 1995, with the maiden flight taking place the following day. The certification program took 350 airborne hours involving 2 aircraft. Certification for the CFM56-5B6/2 equipped variant was granted in April 1996, and qualification for the V2524 A5 started the following month. Delivery of the first A319 to Swissair occurred on the 25th of April 1996. It entered service by month's end. In January 1997, an A319 broke a record during a delivery flight by flying the 3,588 nautical miles, 6,645 kilometers, 4,129 mi, Great Circle route to Winnipeg, Manitoba from Hamburg in 9 hours and 5 minutes. The A319 has proven popular with low-cost airlines such as EasyJet, which purchased 172 of them. Second shrink, A318, edit. Main article, Airbus A318, development. The A318 was born out of mid-1990 studies between Aviation Industry Corporation of China, AVIC, Singapore Technologies Aerospace, Alenia and Airbus on a 95 to 125-seat aircraft project. The program was called the A31X, and covered the 95-seat A316 and 115 to 125-seat A317. The former would have had an overall length of 31.3 m, 102 feet 8 in, while the A317 was longer by 3.2 m, 10 feet 6 in, at 34.5 m, 113 feet 2 in. The engines were to be supplied from two Rolls-Royce BR715S, CFM56-9S, or the Pratt & Whitney PW6000, with the tow of 53.3 t, 118,000 pound, for the smaller version and 58 t, 128,000 pound, for the A317. The thrust requirement were 77.984.6 kN, 17,519,000 lbf, and 84.691.2 kN, 19,00020,500 lbf, respectively. Range was settled at 5,200 kilometers, 2,800 mi, 3,200 mi, and 5,800 kilometers, 3,100 mi, 3,600 mi, for the high gross weights of both variants. Both share a wingspan of 31.0 m, 101 feet 8 in, and a flight deck similar to that of the A320 family. Costing $2 billion, 1.85 billion euros, to develop, aircraft production was to take place in China. Simultaneously, Airbus was developing the Airbus A318. In early 1998, Airbus revealed that it was designing a 100-seat aircraft based on the A320. The A31X project was terminated by September 1998, and Airbus officially announced the A318 at that year's Farnborough Air Show. The aircraft was the smallest in Airbus's product range, and was developed coincidentally at the same time as the largest commercial aircraft in history, the Airbus A380. First called A319M5 in as early as March 1995, it was shorter by 0.79 meter, 2 feet 7 in, ahead of the wing and 1.6 meters, 5 feet 3 in, behind. These cuts reduced passenger capacity from 124 on the A319 to 107 passengers in a two-class layout. Range was 5,700 kilometers, 3,100 mi, 3,500 mi, or 5,950 kilometers, 3,210 mi, 3,700 mi, with upcoming sharklets. The 107-seater was launched on the 26th of April, 1999 with the options and orders count at 109 aircraft. After 3 years of design, the maiden flight took place at Hamburg on the 15th of January, 2002. Tests on the lead engine, the PW6000, revealed worse than expected fuel consumption. Consequently, Pratt & Whitney abandoned the 5-stage high-pressure compressor, HPC, for the MTU-designed 6-stage HPC. The 129 order book for the A318 shrunk to 80 largely because of switches to other A320 family members. After 17 months of flight certification, during which 850 hours and 350 flights were accumulated, JAA certification was obtained for the CFM56 powered variant on the 23rd of May 2003. On the 22nd of July 2003, first delivery for launch customer Frontier Airlines occurred, entering service before the end of the month. Production, edit. The Toulouse-Blagnac final assembly line builds a 320S, whereas the Hamburg-Finkenwerder final assembly line builds a 318S, a 319S, and a 321S. The Airbus factory in Tianjin, China assembles a 319S, a 320S, and a 321S. A 320S and a 321S are also assembled at the Airbus Americas factory in Mobile, Alabama. Airbus produced a total of 42 A320s per month in 2015, and expects to increase to 50 per month in 2017. Production of parts takes place in a large number of countries around the world. For example, the center fuselage is made in Hamburg, Germany, the horizontal stabilizer is produced in Getafe, Spain, and the rudder is produced in Harbin, China. As Airbus targets a 60 monthly global production rate by mid-2019, the Tianjin line delivered 51 in 2016 and it could assemble 6 per month from 4 as it starts producing A320neos in 2017. 147 Airbus were delivered in 2016 in China, 20% of its production, mostly A320 family, a 47% market share as the country should become the world's largest market ahead of the US before 2027. In June 2018, along a larger and modernized delivery center, Airbus inaugurated its fourth Hamburg production line, with two 7-axis robots to drill 80% of fuselage upper side holes, autonomous mobile tooling platforms and following design thinking principles. By January 2019, Mobile was outputting 4.5 A320s per month, raising to 5 by the end of the year. In September 2019, Airbus reached a milestone with the delivery of the 9000th A320 family aircraft to EasyJet. In October 2019, Airbus inaugurated a highly automated fuselage structure assembly line for a 320 family aircraft in Hamburg, showcasing an evolution in Airbus industrial production system. Production rates continue to rise, and Airbus aims to reach a production rate of 63 aircraft per month by 2021, which would result in the 10,000th delivery occurring early that year. Due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on aviation, demand for new jets was reduced in 2020 and Airbus cut its monthly production from 60 to 40 A320s. In October 2020, the 500th A320 built in Tianjin, an A320neo, was delivered to China Southern, 12 years after the final assembly line start in 2008. A320 enhanced, edit. Improvements, edit. In 2006, Airbus started the A320 enhanced, A320e, program as a series of improvements targeting a 4-5% efficiency gain, with large winglets, 2%, aerodynamic refinements, 1%, weight savings and a new aircraft cabin. Engine improvements that reduced fuel consumption by 1% were made to the A320 in 2007 with the CFM56 tech insertion and in 2008 with the V2500 Select 1. Sharklets, edit. In 2006, Airbus tested 3 styles of winglets intended to counteract the wing's lift-induced drag and wingtip vortices more effectively than the previous wingtip fence. The first design type to be tested was developed by Airbus and based on work done by the A320 program. The second type of winglet incorporated a more blended design and was designed by Winglet Technology, a company based in Wichita, Kansas, USA. 2 aircraft were used in the flight test evaluation campaign: the prototype A320, which had been retained by Airbus for testing, and a new build aircraft which was fitted with both types of winglets before it was delivered to JetBlue. Despite the anticipated efficiency gains and development work, Airbus announced that those winglets would not be offered to customers, claiming that the weight of the modifications required negated any aerodynamic benefits. On the 17th of December, 2008, Airbus announced it was to begin flight testing an existing blended winglet design developed by Aviation Partners Incorporated as part of an A320 modernization program using the A320 prototype. Airbus launched the Sharklet blended winglets during the November 2009 Dubai Air Show. Installation adds 200 kilograms, 440 pound, but offers a 3.5% fuel burn reduction on flights over 2,800 kilometers, 1,500 mi, 1,700 mi, saving approximately $220,000 and 700 T of CO2 per aircraft per year. The 2.5 meters, 8 feet 2 in, tall wingtip devices are manufactured by Korean Air Aerospace Division. In December 2011, Airbus filed suit in the Western District of Texas over Aviation Partners' claims of infringement of its patents on winglet design and construction, which were granted in 1993. Airbus lawsuit seeks to reject responsibility to pay royalties to Aviation Partners for using its designs, despite work performed together with both parties to develop advanced winglets for the Airbus A320neo. The first Sharklet-equipped Airbus A320 was delivered to Indonesia AirAsia on the 21st of December, 2012, offering a 450 kilograms, 990 pound, payload and 100 mi, 190 kilometers, 120 mi, range increases over the original aircraft specifications. Cabin, edit. In 2007, Airbus introduced a new enhanced, quieter cabin with better luggage storage and a more modern look and feel, and a new galley that reduced weight, increased revenue space and improved ergonomics and design for food hygiene and recycling. It offered a new air purifier with filters and a catalytic converter, removing unpleasant smells from the air before it is pumped into the cabin, as well as LEDs for mood lighting and a new passenger service unit, PSU. Offering 10% more overhead bin volume, more shoulder room, a weight reduction, a new intercom and in-flight entertainment system, noise reduction and slimmer PSU. The enhanced cabin can be retrofitted. The flight crew controls the cabin through touchscreen displays. New engine option, edit. Main article, Airbus A320neo family. The A320neo, Neo 4 new engine option, is a development launched on the 1st of December, 2010. Making its first flight on the 25th of September, 2014 and introduced by Lufthansa on the 25th of January, 2016. Re-engined with CFM International LEAP 1 or Pratt & Whitney PW1000G engines and with large Sharklets, it was designed to be 15% more fuel efficient. Its 3 variants are based on the previous A319, A320 and A321. Airbus received 6,031 orders by March 2018 and delivered 318 by May 2018. The original family was renamed A320 for current engine option. Replacement airliner, edit. In 2006, Airbus was studying a future replacement for the A320 series, tentatively dubbed as NSR or New Short Range Aircraft.